On World TB Day 2024, we can make history and end TB. TB acquired in the workplace remains a concern in South Africa, which is one of the countries with high TB burdens. This highlights the importance of airborne infection control and prevention, a key component of the second pillar of the WHO and TB strategy. Who is at risk? Health workers, minors, prison wardens, agricultural workers, workers in homeless shelters, etc. Risk factors associated with TB transmission: overcrowded and poorly ventilated settings, poorly designed buildings, lack of knowledge in infection prevention and control, IPC training, poor adherence to the necessary precautions, limited resources towards TB infection control, duration of exposure to respiratory fluids, high prevalence of undiagnosed TB. Why is risk assessment conducted? To identify the risk of TB transmission, to make recommendations for mitigating identified risks, to identify areas with poor adherence and remediate, to monitor and evaluate TB infection control interventions for continuous improvement, to ensure TB-IC compliance in health facilities. Infection prevention and control. The Infection Prevention and Control IPC Committee requires management support and staff commitment. TB IPC should be assessed monthly by a delegated staff member. TB infection control policies must be available and accessible to workers. Management must ensure resources availability for the TB infection control programs. Management must also provide workers with a respirator, e.g. 95, based on TB risk assessment. Respirator fit testing must be performed before use by staff to ensure correct fitting. Infection control committees must ensure the waiting and occupied areas are well ventilated, natural or mechanical. Directional flow of infectious aerosols to decrease airborne TB concentrations. Effective air cleaning technology, e.g. UVGI, with proven efficacy against TB. These devices should be used to supplement other interventions like ventilation, administrative controls, and training. Poor design, installation, and a lack of maintenance of these devices may result in a false sense of security. Key takeaway: let us work together to end TB in the workplace.